Good afternoon. How are we all? Please do let me know that you can hear me okay. Hello, hello. Let's see who we've got in the little chat room going on. Lots and lots of people messaging. South Africa, Nebraska, Oregon, Illinois. Oh my gosh, lots on from America. That's amazing. Hey, how are you? Great to be here with you. Well, last week went off, didn't it, ladies and gents? You can't see me. That's fascinating. I believe I'm... Can everybody else see me? Can you let me know in the chat if... Hi, Martin. Hi, Belinda. No pic. That's really odd. Let's have a little look. Who's been using my laptop? Who's been using my laptop? That's the question. General audio, virtual background. I don't need a virtual background. I don't need any of that. Okay, this is very fascinating. Everybody can see me? No, Lucy, that's really interesting. Why can some of you see me and some not? That's really, really weird. I'm back. Okay, I didn't realize I was ever gone. Can you guys see me? Yeah, you can all see me. Okay, fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. Now, it looks as if we're not connected to... Oh, you are. Okay, interesting. So Facebook and YouTube are working. I don't like it when videos start like this, ladies and gents. Now, as you can see, I'm not in my normal space. Is the sound too echoey, or is it okay? Can we cope with it? I don't have my microphone with me, so I've got my headphones on. Is that good enough for you guys? Can you hear me clearly enough? I've got some Mayan caudal incense burning, so I'm like smoking myself out in here, but I needed a little bit of Mayan energy around me as I did this. The sound is good. You can now see me. Mercury retrograde's a pain in the frickin' arse, Martin, isn't it? Honestly, it has been extremely, extremely interesting. So, ladies and gents, what I realized last week, in fact, first and foremost, how freaking cool was last week's video? I've had so much feedback about it, and all of you have been saying it was the best video I have ever done, you know, and that was pretty profound to hear people saying that. So first and foremost, thank you to each and every one of you for messaging me and letting me know that, you know, that you loved the video and that it was, you know, one of my best ones. Thank you very much, Patricia. I appreciate you. So it was really, really beautiful to hear that. Now, as I said last week, there's going to be some changes to this channel. There's going to be some changes to the schedule. And actually, for the next couple of weeks, maybe until the end of May, I'm going to have to ask for a little bit of flexibility from you guys. I'm going to be doing more videos, absolutely, but I might not be doing every single Monday at 5 o'clock. The reason being, I've got a lot of changes taking place in my life at the moment, and I'm just about to go off on some travels, which is a pull that has been required for some time, and this is to close out the energies and get the global grid finalized that needs to be taken, that needed to be done a little while ago, but unfortunately I wasn't able to travel for a little while. So yeah, I'm going to need a little bit of flexibility because of the time zones and things like that where I'm going to be, but I'm going to do my best, my absolute best, to stick to the schedule so that we don't get too confused. I like being consistent. I like routine. I like it when I can turn up and have these gorgeous chats with you guys, even if I'm not at home or, you know, in the most random of places. So yeah, that's my commitment to you guys. However, like I say, I may need a little bit of flexibility, and the way that I'll communicate that with you is the community page here, also through my Instagram social media, my Facebook social media, and all of the other places that you guys have ever found me. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about, thank you so much, Linda, I appreciate your support with this. I've got some really big work to do over the next few weeks, like really, really, really big. And I'm a little bit nervous about it. In fact, no, nervous isn't the right word. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with it. I've been asked a lot. I'm going to get emotional. I've had a lot of asks on my energy recently, and I've got to go and get this stuff done. And it's making me emotional that we are so close to a pivotal point. I didn't want to get upset today. Oh, it's funny. It's funny what makes you get emotional. But I've got there's a lot of asks on my time right now, and it seems that the divine wants me to go off and do some magical things, you know. So, like I say, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by it, especially with all the other stuff they've asked me to do. I'm going to do it because that's what I do. That's what I've been doing for a very, very, very long time. So, there you go. You don't get much more authenticity than me most of the time, guys. You know, like I am as real as it comes, and sometimes it gets a little bit challenging. Yeah, I'm going to blame the incense. Yeah, so I've been given a path that needs to be taken, and yeah, it's quite overwhelming. It's quite intense, you know, but I'll get it done because you guys need it. I need it, and we all want to be walking forwards with it. So, you know, sorry to get emotional there. I certainly wasn't expecting to do that, but you know what? Sometimes you've got to give people permission to just be what they need to be. So next week, all being well with the time, I am going to kick off this beautiful health series that I committed to doing last week. I am going to start next week with the reason why this has come into my field and why it has been such a driver. Now, obviously, you guys, oh, thank you, everybody. Honestly, I appreciate your love. I really, really do. Obviously, you guys know that I've been on a massive, massive, massive journey with my health over the years. So many different things have gone on with it. And, you know, you guys know, like the digestive issues, the hormone issues, the issues with the womb, you know, the skin, the hair falling out, the thyroid, you name it, it's all gone on over the years. So, but that isn't why I'm kickstarting this. That's kind of like the past for me, although it's still very much aligned, and I obviously help people every single week with the energetics of these this dis-ease in the body. Let's start speaking the language properly. Dis-ease. So, you know, but it's not that. I'm going to speak about, and it's going to be the first time I've ever spoken about this, I'm going to speak about something that's gone on in the last few months, very raw, and it's still very, very sensitive with me. However, I'm going to be speaking about it as the reason why I've really realized that I need to be helping you guys get your health back into alignment and really start taking your power back. Now, this all aligns with the timelines, okay? And I will start talking about the timelines imminently. I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. We are in such an energetic period at the moment. We're being pulled every which way. If you haven't watched the May energy update, please, please, please go and take the time to watch it. I have had so much feedback again from that video. It's almost like my videos have just gone boom and they've gone to a whole new level. 1111, gotta love that. So what they're basically showing me is that the energies are really pulling every which way right now. So what's happening with that is we're getting fragmented. We've got little bits over here and little bits over there, and we've got all these cords coming in, and I've explained to you guys recently about how to cut cords and how to move forwards and all of that stuff. But the reality is that we are in a really pivotal period of time right now where we need to be looking after our physical body. Now, our physical body through this ascension period that we're going through, so for those of you, I don't talk much outwardly like this on Facebook, so I'm going to give everybody on Facebook a little bit of a backstory. We are currently going through something that we have attempted to go through many, many, many times previously to now, but we have not been successful in doing it. We are essentially going through an ascension process, which means the frequencies on the planet are shifting. The literal positioning of the planet is shifting. So what's happening off the back of that is our physical bodies are going into meltdown. Many people are piling on lots of weight. Many people are getting old health issues or things like that. Many people are having heart attacks. Many people are having things to do with their brain kicking. Many people are having old issues resurface. So it's a very, very important time that we recognize this. Now, over the last few weeks, I've been shown very, very clearly, sorry that I'm a bit snotty where I've just been crying. Over the last few weeks, maybe even 2 months, I've been shown very clearly that we need to be detoxifying our body, and we need to be getting our bodies into alignment. And this is what the health series is going to be doing. For those of you that don't know, I'm a qualified nutritionist and I'm also a health coach. However, I don't practice nutrition because most of it is bullshit. First swear word of the day, I believe. So, you know, most of it was nonsense to me, which is why I stopped practicing it, and I started using much more around the health coaching. And then obviously my gifts came online and I started being able to channel information. Now, just talking about the channeling, I am doing a psychic channeling event with Emma Wright, who is a phenomenal psychic medium. And we are basically going to pull our energies together on a Zoom call, and you guys are going to ask questions and we're going to channel the answers for you. So we're going to be doing that event on the 16th of May. So if you like things like that, or if you're like, oh, I just want to come along and have a little look, you know, if you've not got any questions, you can just come along and just sit and watch, and, you know, watch us two weirdos with our magic. Then I'll pop a link. In fact, no, a link I think is in the description field for this already. So please, please, please do check that out once I finished doing this video. If you like a bit of that, if you like it when somebody actually commented on a video that I did recently, they're like, wow, Lucy, you're speaking so fast, stop. That's when I'm channeling. When something is working through me, and the information is just like boom, 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 that's normally when I am channeling. So you know, it might be a little bit fast and furious, that event, especially with Emma's energy, because Emma and I work really, really, really well together. We've created some absolute magical things over the last few months whilst you know, her and I have been working together. So Angela's just put in the chat, I had a reading with Emma, she's amazing. Great. You know, this is what's happening, right? More and more people are looking for these things. They're looking for guidance. And so now is the time whereby we must start really looking after our physical vessel. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on that this evening, because I just feel that we're at a point now whereby the neglect that we have given our body needs to stop. And we need to get into alignment, and we need to, you know, really recognize what's happening. Now, let me just give you a quick update on a few things. So the energy for May already is massive. Let me know in the chat box if you agree with this, right? The energy for May has been absolutely profound. I've had a few messages from people today saying, oh my goodness, Lucy, I've caught myself shouting at my children. Oh my goodness, Lucy, I'm so glad that you let me know that the men are being attacked right now, because what's happening is, like, literally on day number 1, we've got all of these behaviors playing out. Now, this energy is massively under manipulation right this second, because across many parts of the world, it has been a bank holiday weekend. What do bank holiday weekends do? They give people permission to go out drinking all weekend. They go out and it's this hedonistic lifestyle. Now, this hedonistic lifestyle and that way of living, you know, the drinking, the taking drugs, the promiscuous behavior, all of those kind of things. And like, that's normalized on bank holiday weekends. Like, it's normalized at the airport to have a glass of wine at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, we've normalized these things. So the alcohol consumption has gone up, and people have been making choices that were perhaps not as high vibrational as they normally would go for. So of course, now we're on the 1st of May, we've got people that are, you know, feeling less than well after a boozy weekend. Yes, we've got lots of fiery energy because of Beltane as well. You're absolutely correct. We have got so much going on right now. We've also got a massive full moon in a few days. We have been manipulated to believe that bank holidays are our time to go and let our hair down and just go crazy. Now, what I also mentioned in the May energy update is that our men are being attacked. This masculine energy has been under attack for many, 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 many years, like probably 50 to 100 years. They've been slowly but surely, removing the levels of testosterone in men by their food choices and all other bits and pieces. I've been on a right rant on Instagram about this, by the way. Maybe I'll pop the link in the chat box later. I've been ranting about this on Instagram all week because we need to be getting the consciousness as to why people are behaving the way they are. Now, I'm not holding a grudge against any of the men that are playing out right now, and please do not do that. What we just need to be doing is having very, very clear boundaries in place. I'll come back to what we can do to support the men. In fact, I'm going to talk about it right now. Good question, Linda. We need to let the men do what they need to do. And I know that's going to piss off all of the ladies and all of the fixers out there. We need them to go through this process. The women on this planet, the divine feminine, are such a bunch of control freaks, and we've got to own it, ladies. We've got to own it, that we want to fix, we want to guide, we want to show them the way. It's up to them to make their choices. Now, I know when it's your husband or when it's your partner and you love them very, very much, it's very, very difficult to be like, I have to let you go right now. And I don't mean literally like kick them out the door. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't mean that. I just mean I'm going to stand back and I'm going to hold space and I'm just going to love you in the hope that you get the memo. And the way that you do that is by being the highest vibration that you possibly can. Okay, we have to stop thinking that we can fix people. We have to stop thinking that we can do anything other than, like Martin's just said, hug and love. That's it. Now, like I say, I've had a number of men reach out to me that have said, Lucy, I don't know why I'm losing it right now. I have been losing it at my wife. I've been losing it at this. A very sweet gentleman that attends my conscious conversation, he messaged literally a minute ago and he was like, Lucy, I have been getting so angry with my children, and then I woke up this morning and I had your words ringing in my head, and we really, I just changed everything, and I went back off to sleep. I woke up and everything's amazing. I've changed that. I'm not prepared to do it. This is what we do. We bring it up into consciousness and we stop being their mother. The reason so many relationships are failing right now is because we want to be their bloody mother. Stop it. We want to be a partner. We want to be an equal, and let's call it what it is. Women, you're never going to be equal to men. Men, you're never going to be equal to women. We've been given different things for different reasons. Men are stronger than women. I don't care who you are, what your belief system is. It's a fact. Men are built very different. That said, there are some women out there that are freaking strong. Like, I am freaking strong for a woman of my size, but put me against a 6'2" man and I'm nowhere going to be as strong as them. So let's just, stop with the whole chauvinistic or the politically correctness or any of that stuff. Let's just call it what it is. We need to just be getting back there. Men do not want to be mothered. Actually, no, that's a lie. Some men want to be mothered, but it's not your job. If you want a partner, it's not your job. You have to stop doing this. And ladies, I know it is extremely important that you grasp this. Now, I've had many people reaching out to me about their sons. Now, obviously, you're their mother. But please stop mothering them. Allow them to arise in the way that they need to. Hold space, love on them, and be the version. Remember, everybody mirrors to everybody. Everybody. Whatever's going on in your life right now is a mirror that you need to be looking in. Now, it might be that your life has had a bomb thrown into it recently, and if you need to, if you're like I say, going through a bit of a time whereby a bomb has been thrown into your life, you need to look at, right, why have I called this in? Take ownership for it. Take first and foremost ownership for it. And trust me, I do this. Why have I created this? What did I do to bring this in? Now sometimes it isn't anything that we've done. Sometimes it is the other person because it's their healing journey. And that's a little bit unfair, isn't it? Oh my God, poor me. Why do I need to go through this? Because you freaking signed up for it. Probably you did it previously, and now they're doing it to you to bring it into wholeness. It's extremely important that we recognize this, ladies and gents. Now, because of the way that life is working right now, there is You know, the reason I've called you Is This Timeline Confusing You is we have got so many different realms, because I actually call it realms. I don't call it timelines, but I know that you guys get the word timelines. We've got so many different things like interlocking, and, you know, the veil is so thin right now that we've got so many options. And this is why, as much as, you know, I love all of the spiritual stuff that we do. Like, I love it so much. Right now, if you say something today, chances are by tomorrow it's going to change. We have so many different options right now, and because the world is awakening, things are shifting very quickly. If we, for example, last Sunday, the 23rd of April, you know, that alarm that went off in the UK, that alarm would have created a momentum for certain people, whereas other people, like if you were doing the meditation with me, we would have gone off in an opposite direction. So what we need to be recognizing, ladies and gents, is that this is a really buoyant time for us. There is many options with many different outcomes, and we just, sorry, there's a helicopter just going over. And oddly, the moon is up there. Interesting. So the timeline thing, like I say, doesn't resonate with me. I believe that many realms, we've got many alternative realms that are working concurrently. So there is a Lucy Davis that's over there doing whatever, another option. You know, that's how I'm viewing things at the moment. And this might be a bit too much for some of you, but I'm just sharing the way that I think, because, you know, sometimes it's good to have an insight into my brain. So what resonates with me is that there's all of these different things running concurrently, and basically it's about choices. Now, what may happen is you might listen to this video this evening, get triggered the heck, and go and do something to rebel against something that I've spoken about. Or some of you might hear what I've got to say and be like, oh, you know what, that resonates. And rather than rebelling, it resonating, you'll go down a certain path. So for example, let's look at the alcohol thing I was talking about a minute ago. There will be many people out there that will be like, alcohol's not a bad thing. Alcohol's not lowering my vibration. I'm good as gold. I don't drink much. I'm good. I just have one here. I have one there. You are choosing a lower vibration. It's as simple as that. You are choosing a lower vibration to dull something out that you're not prepared to deal with. No, I'm not Lucy. No, I'm not Lucy. I can hear all the triggers going right now. Trust me, nobody puts a poison in their body unless they're self-sabotaging. Nobody. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. I went out with a girlfriend on Friday night and had a couple of glasses of wine. Was I self-sabotaging? Fuck yes, I was. Let's call it what it was. Let's be real and raw. Let's take ownership for ourselves. Now, a week or two ago, I was driving across Spain. Like David and I had been somewhere else, and we were driving back across Spain, and there was, all of a sudden, I started channeling this information, and I just said to him, oh my God. And basically what I saw was this, okay, that, but they were roads, but that kind of thing, right? So this here was the level, and then this was kind of like the point. So I could see a road going up and then a road going down. And I just said, okay, what are you trying to show me here? And they said to me, and I can't remember the date it was. I can't remember. I don't think it was last week. I think it was the week before. So whenever that was, they said to me, now is the time whereby we have to pick where we want to go. One road is going to take us up, and that will be looking at our self-sabotage, looking at the things. And you guys might be sat there going, hang on a minute, Lucy, you're a spiritual mentor. You mentor thousands of people around the world. Why on earth would you go self-sabotaging when you know better? Because you know what, ladies and gents, I'm living the human experience. And sometimes the human experience sucks arse, doesn't it? You know, so what do? We revert back to our old programs. However, the Lucy of the olden days would have got white girl wasted, drinking 3 bottles of wine. You know, God knows what she would have ended up in. And instead, I had 2 glasses of white wine, and then I went, you know what? I don't need any more. Like, I'm done. You know, that's where the consciousness kicks in. It's extremely important that we recognize this. However, if you are out every day having 2 glasses of wine, if you are out having 1 glass of wine every day, I hate to break it to you, we need to be recognizing that it's an alcohol problem. Now, I'm going to be pissing all of the people off in Spain right now. It's not a bloody problem having 1 glass of wine a day. It's an addiction. If you cannot go without alcohol, you have an addiction. If you cannot go without cigarettes, it's an addiction. So many people say to me, oh, I just social smoke. No, you're an addict. Now, many addictions are coming to the surface right now because we've got all of these options taking place. It's very important. And I know I'm triggering the heck out of absolutely everybody with their alcohol. And I'm triggering absolutely everybody with cigarettes and, you know, the like all sorts of things. This incense is smoking me out here. It's brilliant. Exactly. Alcohol is called spirit for a reason. You know, alcohol is actually, when it's broken down, maybe I'll put the meaning. Oh, YouTube will probably ban me if I put a picture up saying the saying the meaning of alcohol, but it's basically inviting the demons in. Likewise, thank you for mentioning sugar, Nikki. If you are somebody that's eating sugar on a day-to-day basis, you have an addiction. You have an addiction. We absolutely, thank you for being honest about that, Angela, that you struggle with alcohol. Right. So you are sabotaging something in your life. You are suppressing something, no doubt from many, many years ago, because, and you've learned that alcohol is your crutch to do that. That's what you've learned. You've learned that. And babe, there's no judgment by that. I used to take all the drugs under the sun, and I used to drink all the alcohol under the sun as well. So please don't think I'm judging. You know, like, I've never really been into sugar, thank God, because I probably would have never got off of it. But I used to take drugs, and I used to drink all the time. And I had 2 glasses of wine on Friday because I was pissed off. I'm going to be honest with you. I was pissed off, and I wanted to rebel. And this was a timeline. This was a version of Lucy, and I easily could have gone into a spin and gone off on a different timeline. But I know, and I'm going to say this out loud, even though normally, normally I'll come back to the comment that you've just made, Donna, because that's self-sabotaging. If you're under stress, like, you are choosing the stress, you're self-sabotaging. But I'll come back to that and do a little bit more on that in a minute. Basically, you know, what we need to be recognizing is that we can do something, and then we go, whoa, actually, hang on a minute. I don't want to be taking that timeline. I don't want to be doing that. That's the old Lucy. Now, I know I'm under a lot of attack at the moment, and this is the God's honest truth. I've had so many tears about this over the last few days. I have been massively under attack. Because of the work that I do, because of certain things that I'm in flight of doing right now. Like, I have been massively under attack. I explained to you, I got attacked the other weekend, physically in my sleep. It was absolutely off the wall, in all honesty. And since then, it's been non-stop, and they are doing everything they can to strip me of everything. And I've just had to go, I'm going to trust. I'm going to surrender and trust. I can't fight this, because I'm not going to go back to the old Lucy. That's what they're trying to do. They are trying desperately to get me to go back to alcohol, drugs, sabotaging, all of that stuff. It's fascinating what's taking place now, obviously, because I'm open to talking about this, and I'm open to being vulnerable, and I'm open to airing my dirty laundry to a point, to help you guys and to help the whole point of what we're doing here. The reason I go through so much shit, it would appear, is because I have to remind you guys how we get through this with ease and grace. Now, I could easily have chosen to go out and get really drunk and all the rest of it. Like, genuinely, guys, I could have done. I really could have done. And for a moment, the devil on my shoulder was like, go on, you'll have fun. And then something just stopped me. You know what? I love myself too much to do that. I love myself to not get involved in that. Yeah. So Jay's put on the comments on YouTube, you've come too far for them to get you now. They always try. They've been trying for a very, very, very long time. And Martin, I totally agree with what you've said. It's extremely important. I'm gonna talk about what Heather's just put. So Jesus turned water into wine, so surely a glass of wine is not a spirit. I hate to break it to you, but there is a lot of mistruths in the Bible. Like, I know this is going to get me so slammed from some people, but we really need to be pulling our heads out of our backsides and start realizing the truth of what is actually and what is not. Okay, so there is a reason that certain behaviors are encouraged in books that, I hate to say it, have been manipulated over the years. We can't be saying that everything has oh, the politics is manipulated, and whatever else is manipulated, and the financial system, and this, and not think that the Bible has been manipulated. Now, like I say, I know that's going to rile the people who are religious, but we need to be looking at everything, and we need to be looking very clearly. Why on earth would a government wants us to be taking I know, but I have to speak my truth, Gina. I have to speak my truth, and I'm not going to go there and because I believe in so much, I believe in so much and I see so much, but let's call it what it is. None of us know the truth. None of us know the truth. I believe everybody with an addiction, myself included from the past, I believe I had that addiction because I was so awake as a child, and they knew, like, the darkness know who they have to hold back. Now, you can obviously change the dynamic and the vibration of wine. You can do it with absolutely anything. But it is extremely important that we just start to recognize that nobody would want us to be drinking toxins. Now, wine back in the day was just vine grapes and a few other bits and pieces, but now it's got lots of toxins in it, it's got lots of additives in it. They are poison to the human body, but we've normalized it because of the Bible. We've normalized it because every street has a bar on it. Here in Spain, like, everywhere you go, there's about 1 million different bars. It's an alcohol paradise. Now, why have we had, why have we got this over us? Why have we got this over us? Because that is how the fourth dimension has been able to suppress us and hold us in this lower vibration. We're not going to be here for much longer. We are rising. This is an ascension process. Consciousness is shifting, which is why all of the addictions are coming to the surface, which is why the alcohol and everything else. Exactly. I agree, Denise, but that's for another time. It's very important that we start to recognize this. Now, guys, this is just my perspective. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe me. Go and figure it out for yourself. If you're getting triggered by this, go and feel into it. Why am I being triggered? Now, somebody's asked me if I've ever met Jesus or seen Jesus. Jesus, or at least the perception that I've got of Jesus, has come through to me in a meditation. Yes. So I believe that, yes, I have seen Jesus, and I've definitely been graced with my perception of God on a number of occasions in meditations as well. And I've received some very profound information from this. Okay, so I just want to say I'm not against believing that these people are here, these ascended masters were around, and they are, and all the rest of it. But we absolutely need to be making sure now that we are clear and we have clarity on what we're actually doing. Tobacco is a plant, Linda. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Now, tobacco they use for many ceremonies and plant ceremonies in the jungle. I had tobacco used on me when I did ayahuasca back in 2014. So, again, they used the pure part of the plant. They didn't have all the chemicals that made it burn down. So every single plant out there, there is a cure for absolutely everything. And I do actually think at one point tobacco was something that was good for the human body, but obviously they've taken something, they've manipulated it, and they've turned it into something which creates, and I don't think it's the tobacco that creates the cancer. It's the tobacco, it's all the stuff that they put around the filters and to make the cigarettes burn so they look pretty. We have to be talking about everything right now. This is the whole point, and this is what I'm talking about with the timelines. We need to be just recognizing that all of this overload, this overload that we're getting right now, because I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the chat. Like, I feel like I'm being pulled over here, pulled over here, pulled over here, pulled over here. Like, literally, I feel like I'm one of those weebles. Is that what they were called? Where you were like, whoa, that's what I feel. And I feel like push, 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 push. Yes, thank you. It's the nicotine that causes the problem. Tobacco, exactly. So I'm not against drinking wine. Clearly, I had a couple of glasses at the weekend, but I knew that it was an energy that was pulling me to do something. I knew it was. It wasn't the Lucy True energy. It was the fuck it, I'm annoyed energy that went and did that. I'm going to let my hair down. Instead of going, right, I'm going to love myself and honor myself, which is exactly what I have been doing ever since then. I've been on the beach, I've been running, I've been, immersed in really beautiful things. I've been allowing all of this information about the travels and stuff to come through. Like, it's been really, really, really quite intense. It's been quite intense. The last week has been quite intense, excuse me, to say the least. So these timelines are a choice, ladies and gents. Do you want to go up or do you want to go down? Now, if you want to go down, you're just going to stay in the loops. You're going to stay living the existence that you've got today. It's not, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to get worse. I do not want to stay in this loop anymore. I am going higher consciousness, even if that means I never see my family again. I never see anybody that I love again. I'm going up because I'm fucking tired of this. I, Lucy Davis, have chosen to ascend this lifetime and nothing is going to stop me. Lizzie, it's because I've made you a moderator. You spanner. I love you. I should have told you that. I think I did tell you, but maybe it got caught up in one of our other conversations. Yes. So it's we really need to clean our act up. We need to clean our act up. We need to clean up our social circles. We need to clean up our food. We need to clean up our alcohol intake. We need to clean up the drugs. We need to clean up our social media. You know, if I'm triggering the heck out of you and you're like, this woman's crazy, remove me. Just remove me. You don't need to be following me if I'm pissing you off. But I am not staying in a low vibration. And trust me, ladies and gents, in the last week, it has been really, really, really difficult to be like, this person's not coming with me. That person's not coming with me. It has been really quite hard. I'm not saying that this is easy. I'm not saying any of this is easy. I'm not saying that I know all the answers. All I know is that I am not prepared to live in the old loops that I used to live in when I worked in the corporate industry. I don't want to be on a cycle of alcohol. I don't want to be in a cycle of, you know, being around people that bitch about each other. I want to be in a cycle where people go, right, how can we work together to achieve the end result? That's the timeline I am choosing. The timeline I am choosing is pure divine love. Even if it means I'm completely on my own, I am okay with that. Now, I don't want that to happen. And thankfully, some of you would have heard on my Instagram live video, my mum, out of nowhere last week when I was dropping her back to the airport last Thursday, she spoke to me about this. Please don't write the word on the chat. Please don't write the word on any of the chat. Please don't get my social media banned. She was saying that she wished she hadn't taken it and that she now sees things as the way that I was speaking to her in the beginning. And she really wanted to consider like detoxing off of it. Now, what a beautiful conversation to have with my mum. So not only has my dad chosen the higher consciousness with certain decisions that he's made and certain choices that he's made, now my mum is starting to make those choices as well. So I feel really privileged that although I'm losing some friends and whatever, that I hoped that I would never lose, you know, my family are starting to go, you know what? There is some shifts that need to take place and I'm willing to go with it. Great question, Nikki. Let me answer that. So I'll just hang on one sec. I just want to block that person. Stand up and show us your belly button. No, mate, I've just blocked that person. I don't need somebody asking me to show my belly button. Thank you very much. That's just freaking weird. Is that weird? I think he deserved to be blocked, right? Why does someone want to see my belly button? That's just bizarre. That's like, I don't know. That's just freaking weird. Anyway. So, yeah, I know that. Did you see that? He just put that, weirdo. Anyway, he'll probably be back. Thanks, Lizzie. This is why I made you. This is why I made you a moderator. So, I was just asked if, yeah, I know it's disgusting, right? It's just disgusting. God, what was the question? It was a really good question. Will we literally not see people if we ascend? Right, this is really brilliant. Okay, really good question. So thank you for asking it. Now, this timeline thing, if you choose a higher timeline, you need to clean your act up. You can't be bullshitting. You need to be cleaning your act up. You need to be cleaning your act up so that you are living in a state of higher consciousness. That doesn't mean that you can't tell people to F off. You know, I'm a big fan of telling people to F off. You guys know this. And so I like your comment, Martin. So basically, you know, we're living in a higher vibrational consciousness, right? I'm choosing this. That person's annoying me. I'm going to put boundary in place. That's okay to do all of that stuff, right? You don't have to be, what was the word that they gave me the other day? You don't have to be soft. You just have to stand in your truth. That is what this is about. And You know, clean up your act. Don't be bitching behind people's back. Don't be eating foods that you know are destroying you from the inside out. Don't be drinking too much alcohol. And let's call it, right? If you drink more than 1 or 2 glasses of wine a day, it's too much freaking alcohol. Even 1 or 2 a day is too much alcohol. Let's call it what it is. Now, people are going to be like, who on earth are you to tell us what to drink and what not to drink? I'm just calling it. You're drinking poison on a day-to-day basis, and you're normalizing it. Like, let's call it, that's alcoholism. You know, I was never called a cocaine addict or an MDMA addict, but trust me, when it got to Thursday night, I'd be out till Sunday and I'd be out there partying, and I class myself as an addict based on that. Now, people, you know, I've had somebody say to me recently, well, you sniffed away your 20s and your 30s. And I'm like, hey, hang on a minute. Like, don't throw stones at glass houses. Don't fricking throw stones, you know, because normally what happens is that glass house is a mirror. Just you guys remember that. Clean your act up, recognize your addictions, recognize your insecurities, recognize where you are. You know, like I got pissed off last weekend, and you know, I allowed myself to be pissed off. And then I was like, well, was that really the reaction that you needed to have? And the answer was no. So I'm not going to do that again. That's not going to be my choice again. But I had to put a very clear boundary in place, and I did it. So let's own it. We're not here to be soft. We're not here to be a wallflower. Quite the opposite. We are here to rise up, recognize who we are, know what works for us, know what doesn't work for us, and then articulate it with ease and grace. That's it. So anyway, getting back to the point that Nikki asked me. So this is about taking the higher timeline. The other people that want to stay drinking, want to stay partying in the hedonistic lifestyle, you know, being manipulated by the energies of Pan and stuff like that, they're going to stay in the lower vibration. And then what comes next is, how are these two worlds going to integrate? Now, my perspective on this, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just giving you my perspective. My perspective on this is, we will coexist in the same world. However, there will be a segregation. I could walk past a group of people doing drugs on the street, and I probably wouldn't see them, and they probably wouldn't see me, because we are vibrating at a different rate. Let's talk about it like this. How many people out there have ever seen a spirit? It means that you are at a slightly different vibration to be able to see those things. Okay, so this is what it's going to be, exactly the same thing. Some people will be able to see something, some people won't be able to see something. So that's all we need to do. Hold on, I wouldn't think you was party. You still look good. Thank you. That's kind of you. Thank you. After that weird comment about the belly button, I'll take that. Thank you, Jay. That was so freaking weird. I'll give you my perspective on caffeine. Again, you might not like it, but I'll give it anyway. Personally, I don't have caffeine in my life. Caffeine is something that creates a physical reaction within me that I do not like. It makes me feel sick. It makes my heart race. So I just do not have caffeine in my life. I have many clients that I work with. Oh, Lucy, but that coffee, you know what? If you want 1 coffee a day, go do it. You know, like, it's your life at the end of the day. But for me, we shouldn't, if we're sleeping the right amount, we're eating the right foods, and we're doing all of the right things. Exercise is a key thing here to have a clear, a high level of consciousness. Exercise is really important. And I'm just talking walking, swimming, you know, any of those things. Not just the crazy stuff that I do, like Muay Thai and the weights and all the rest of it. But, you know, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think if we are getting the right sleep, the right food, and all of that stuff, the right amount of water, I don't think you'd need caffeine, because you'd naturally have the right amount of energy. And that's why most people have caffeine, is because they're shattered. Why do people mainly have sugar? Because they're shattered. It's about that. Oh, great question, Donna. What about narcissistic people? Will or can they ascend? So I do not believe that narcissists, unless they recognize their narcissistic behaviors, will be in a position to ascend. That's my personal belief system. Again, I've never asked. Maybe I'll ask that in a meditation. The thing is that's happening right now, the reason that we are choosing the timeline of ascension is you want to get honest with yourself. Remember, we want to go to New Earth, which is about peace, love, and harmony, and nothing else. If you're a liar, you cannot go. This is what I keep saying to you. When we go to New Earth, when we live in a high level of consciousness, we're not going to need to communicate because we're going to be telepathic. If you are a prolific liar, you're going to get caught out. So I'm sorry, you need to clean your act up. And I've been saying this to people for a very long period of time. Clean your act up now whilst you can. The cutoff is there. Now, if you are somebody who's a bully, you know, or whatever, all of these things need to be brought into wholeness. So I'm not saying heal it completely, but be aware of it. Oh, you know what? I am a little bit controlling. Oh, you know what? I do get a bit angry. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I am a bit feisty when that happens. Like, this is how we go to the high level of consciousness, because then when we've got the awareness about it, now I can't stand liars. Like, it's an ingrained, like, generational trauma that I have in my body. I cannot stand liars. I don't think there's any need for it. Genuinely. I don't think there is any need for it whatsoever. Now, I believe some of you would have heard me speaking over the years, right? This is what I was shown back in 2015. This is the world. Whether you believe it's flat or whatever, it's irrelevant. They just gave me this image. This is the world. Yeah, so this is the world. This is going to be the high level of consciousness. This is going to be the lower levels, the 3D that stays in the loops that they're in now. Now, if you choose to stay in the lower, you're probably going to be there at least 10 years. That's the number I got the other day. At least 10 years. It's like going to be a big 10-year cycle, I believe. And then the next round of people will be able to ascend if they want to. So it's fascinating what is taking place right now. Oh my God, I've got so many comments here. I didn't see it. Yeah, you always wanted to see the other side. Yeah, and you've got the opportunity, right? But you need to clean your act up. And what makes me laugh a lot of the time is people go to me, oh my God, like, you know, you get angry and you do this and you do that. Hey, hello, like, let's call it what it is. We all get feisty. We all, you know, take too much shit. We don't put boundaries in place. This is our time to get into alignment. I'm not saying ditch everybody and run because I want to go to high levels of consciousness, because you're not working through it. You need to be recognizing your own personal healing journey. Like, it's very, very, very important that we're recognizing this stuff. We can't just run away and hide from it. You know, there is absolutely no one, and I mean absolutely no one, that will get away with not healing. No one. Everybody has stuff to heal. Everybody. You know, whenever people tell me they don't have trauma, I'm like, oh yeah, look, there's that pig that's flying across the sky. You know, did you guys see it? It's bullshit. We all have trauma. Like, I clearly have trauma around lies. Clearly, because I'm sat here going, oh my God, it's such a massive reaction for me. Like, own it. Own it. We absolutely must respect that we do not need to lie to each other. We have basically been given lies over the years to normalize not being honest with each other. You know, like, oh, it's just a little white lie. Oh, it's just a little white lie. What the heck? There is no such thing as a white lie. It's a fucking lie. It's a barefaced lie. Let's call it what it is. Let's stop fluffing things up. Many narcissists don't know and accept that they are, so refuse to work on themselves. Yes, Donna, you're absolutely correct. And that is why they won't be in the ascension process. If anybody is refusing to work on themselves, trust me, I know people that are refusing to work on themselves. And I'm like, my gosh, do you not see? Do you not see what is going on? Like, how can you not see that you have things to work on? Oh, no, I'm good. Oh, no, I'm all right. Yeah, I don't need to do anything. I've got no traumas. Like, this is what's happening with people around the world. It's you, it's not them. That is narcissistic. Take the ownership. Like, I'm a pain in the butt. You guys know I've been really, really, really open and honest about it. I am a pain in the butt. I am. I am far too blunt. I am far too straight talking. I am far too all of these things. You know, I am a pain in the butt. I hold people to standards. If somebody says to me, this is what I'm going to do, I'm like, why are you not doing it then? Why are you not doing it then? Oh, Lucy, you're such a control freak. Let it go. No, I'm holding you to the standards that you told me that you were going to be. And I don't care where that is, if it is a partner, if it's a child, if it's whatever, a mum, a dad, whatever. Like, and I hope people do it to me. If I have got standards, hold me to those standards. Don't let me become lazy. Don't let me do, like, you know, become a wallflower or whatever. Like, I am never, ever, ever going to stop being passionate. My passion is helping you guys get to where you need to be. But that's the ego, in all honesty. I want to help you. I want you guys to see what I see. Like, it's freaking amazing. I've gone from being riddled with every single disease going to freeing myself to having a few things go on recently, which obviously I'll share about next week. And I'm feeling quite passionate about it all now. You know, and it's important that we recognize sometimes you have to go through things to give healing to other people. It's not cool, is it? But you signed up for that. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate you. We have to recognize what we're doing to ourselves. We have to recognize we are picking timelines. We have to recognize that with every single choice we make, we are making exactly that, a choice. If you're not making a choice, you're making a choice, ladies and gents. So many people say to me, oh, I can't decide. And I'm like, well, then you're making a choice. You're not going to do it. Like, you've got to make a choice. What about financial lying? I have to bury purchases like Soul School, Healing Hangs. Hubby doesn't get where I need your wisdom. Right. So personally for me, Charmaine, and I love the fact that you've been really honest about it. Personally for me, I would opt for not lying. I would be saying something along the lines of, this is for the good of us. Like, I see this is for the greatest good of us. If he doesn't like it, then, you know, like, I would find some other words that would accommodate it. However, money can become conscious. You could, like, I used to work in the corporate industry, like the darkest industry, investment banking. Sorry to all my friends who are still working there, but it's the truth. You work for the dark side. You know, I used to work in that environment for 16 years, and I used to clean my money up by doing beautiful things like this. So what I would be doing is just looking at the way that you can possibly be like, hey, I'm going to go and, you know, work on my womb, for example. So that's not a lie, but it's just you're coming to work on your womb at the Healing Hangs, you know, because the last one was obviously a very, very powerful one around the fertility within men and women. You know, I don't believe that we should be having all the problems that we have. I truly believe it's down to everything that's been going on. You know, you at some point have to stand up and go, you know what, this is the real me. And if you don't like it, you got to do something about it. Like, I'm happy to put up with you the way that you are, but I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. It's extremely important that we're honest, ladies and gents. Like, you know, little lies like that, they get out of control. Just be honest. Babe, I need an allowance. If you don't work and he works and he's the provider, babe, I need an allowance. It doesn't fucking matter what you spend it on. You know, that cuts out the lying. You know, it's very important that we recognize, and at some point your husbands, ladies, will recognize that you girls need this stuff so that you can ascend, so that you can be happy. You know, I don't believe with this whole happy wife, happy life bollocks. I don't agree with any of that stuff. What we need to do, right? Okay, so Charmaine, what I would be saying is, hey, this is my money and I'm going to do with it whatever I need. And this is about you putting a boundary in place. I'm going to be very disrespectful to you now, babe, and you know I don't mean it. It's coming with love. You've obviously let him get away with this for many years. Now it's time for you to take that power back and say, hey, you know what? This is my money. I'm going to do with it what I choose. Simple as that. At some point, we have to take our power back. And this isn't a power struggle. It doesn't mean you have to fight. It's just a, hey, I'm doing this. I love myself enough to invest in myself. I love myself enough to walk away. I love myself enough to work on this because it's creating an issue within our relationship. It's when somebody says, you know, when somebody says, I'm not going to work on myself, you have got to question if they really love you. You have got to question if they really want to make you and them work. Harsh truths. I was going to say on Tuesday, but it's not Tuesday. It's Monday, the 1st of May, and my God, the energy's coming through. Yeah, happy soul, happy whole. That's beautiful, Martin. Thank you for sharing that. Happy soul, happy whole. I love that. That's beautiful. So let's start creating the new earth in our own lives. How are you going to get your peace? How are you going to get your calm? How are you, like so many people say to me, Lucy, I just want peace. I just want to live in peace and harmony. And then they're out there wheeling and dealing and spinning all the plates. And I don't mean to be funny with you, ladies and gents. That's not creating peace. That's creating fucking drama. Like, be honest with yourself. Stop being delusional. There is so much delusion on the planet. And this is why so many people aren't going to ascend. They can't. There are people that have had 10 of these. I don't even know how many they've taken, but a lot of these, yet because they are kind and loving and caring, they will ascend. And there's all these people that haven't taken this, thinking that they're better than other people, and they won't ascend because they missed the fucking memo. They missed the freaking memo. Get out into nature. Get out in the ocean. Go for a walk. Move your freaking body. Lose some weight. Drink more water. Give up the alcohol. Stop smoking. Quit the sugar. Like, get into the timeline that is working for you, ladies and gents. You know, like, pick it. Pick it and pick it well. We must recognize it's down to us. We are living the creation of our reality. And when I share next week, you're going to be like, wow, Lucy, that's nuts. That's nuts. And I will be so honest with you. So honest with you. And it's going to take a lot for me to get through next week, ladies and gents. It's going to really take a lot. It's going to take every ounce of strength in my body to do it. We have to start honoring the journey that we want to go on. None of this Billy bullshitting. And the other thing that I'm just feeling like I want to go on a rant about as well is you are the person that's here to ascend, not freaking Jesus or King Arthur or any of that nonsense. You, the person that's incarnated right now. Clean up your act. Remove people from social media. Stop following, like, and I'm going to say it, and I'm actually going to do a separate video on this. You know, I don't follow any of the truth movement anymore because for me personally, truth is a perspective. I haven't followed them for ages, let's be honest about it. You know, I just got the information from David, but I don't follow anything to do with it. Why? Because it's a perspective. I like that, Angela. I like it because if these things come out of my mouth, I don't realize what I'm saying, and then people like go, oh, we know what you're talking about, but I don't know, like, and then somebody says that and I'm like, oh shit. This is hilarious. So let's start getting on top of things. Let's just start getting on top of it, guys. We have to stop with the nonsense. We have to stop pretending that somebody's coming to save us. They're bloody well not. Let's stop segregating ourselves. Higher levels of consciousness. It's ease and grace. It's flow. It's coming together. It's unity. It's unity. It's unification. I don't care whether people have had 10 of these or freaking none of them. I don't care. If you've got a good person and you've got a good heart and you are not acting and you are honest and you are loyal and you are trustworthy and like you are my tribe and you are never going to lose me whether you want me or not. Like I'm going to cling on to you like a little limpet, you know? And some of my friends will know. First time I've put you on YouTube and my God, it brings your power through 1,000-fold. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm pleased that it's coming through. Like I'm vibrating at such a level at the moment, you know, and trust me, if you watch the beginning of the video, I don't know if you were on, I was bloody blubbing my eyes out. Like this is what's happening at the moment. We're going through such an emotional roller coaster, but I'm getting strength from you guys. Like I am the most heart-driven, loyal person that you will ever meet. I've been a bitch in the past. I've hurt some people. I've said some things that I wish I'd never said. But you know what? Like I sit here and I admit those things. You know, my ex-boyfriend today messaged me. He was on his way. He's on his way to Australia now. And you guys know me and him split up back in 2017. So like 6 years ago now, because it was in April, 6 years ago now. And to get that message from him just saying, you know, thanks for everything that ever went on. And I was like, you know what, good luck with your new life. You know, good luck with your new life. You deserve the best. Like he does deserve the best. That's real, that's loyal, that's love. You know, I have no animosity to anybody that's come into my life. Like, these people came in to show me who I needed to be. And that man, I might get emotional now. That man showed me, like, he taught me how to get back in touch with my heart. So if I hadn't had him in my life, I wouldn't be able to do this, what I do now. And I broke his heart completely because I said, I've got a calling and I don't know what it is and I don't know what it looks like, but I know you're not part of it and I'm sorry. And I got called every name under the sun because he couldn't get it. Every name under the sun. But now, 6 years down the line, we can be civil with each other. Like, we're never going to be best friends. Let's be honest about it. But I wouldn't be here now if that man hadn't rescued me after one of the most tragic incidents of my life. He literally bowled into my life. He gave me my power back. He literally gave me my power back. And since then, I have had so many people reaching out to me, trying to break my fucking heart again. And it's never going to happen. I'm too strong for that. I came from that and I've gone through it, and I'm going to keep on loving, and I'm going to keep on trusting, and I'm going to keep on being loyal. And I'm going to keep on, like, recognizing that some people are just fucking liars. Some people are always going to be actors. We have to recognize, ladies and gents, that everybody that has ever come into our life is here to serve us. Serve. Oh my God. Honestly, my ex is amazing. He, like, I've just, feathers just gone flying across, of course. My ex is amazing. You know, like, we'd never get back together, but he is so amazing. You know, he's in my book. He had a real reaction to my book, by the way. He had a real reaction to my book, but you know, that's another story. But like, I'm so grateful to him because I wouldn't be here doing this now. Like I say, doesn't mean I want to get back with him, doesn't mean I love him in that way, but I'm just so grateful to him because I was off men. I hated men, in all honesty, when I met him. You know, the last person before that had hurt me badly, and I mean physically, not mentally or heartbreak. I mean physically hurt me. So, you know, he came in and rescued me. And he reminded me, he put me back on life support, you know, he put me back together. So I will always be grateful to that man. No matter what he feels about me, like, I will always be grateful to him. So we're picking timelines right now. We are choosing the direction that we want to go in. You can either choose to be happy and healthy and go to peace, but then you have to actually do that. You can't actually be sitting there going, oh, I want peace and I want love and I want harmony. Yeah, over here I'm creating mayhem and I'm living a hedonistic lifestyle and I'm screwing around and I'm taking drugs and, you know, all of this. What is going on? Now I've got a fucking marriage proposal. Like, what the fuck? Lizzie, can you remove that comment for me? Like, what the heck? Like, what on earth? Can you all see that? Lizzie, can you delete that? I can't delete the bloody comment. Oh, it's on Facebook. That's why. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God, a 22-year-old man is asking me to marry him on Facebook. What the heck is going on today? Like, heck. Oh my God. I'll go on Facebook and deal with that in a minute. Yes, really, I'm not interested, but thank you for the kind offer, my darling. Thank you for the very kind offer, but I'm not interested in the slightest. That's so funny. Oh, it's so funny. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave this here that just basically says, Lisa, I would marry you, babe. I'm just basically going to remind you that timelines are here for the choosing. You know, we can choose to stick in our old programs and be caught up in fact, let me just go see if I can, I'll do it after. You know, we can pick where we want to be going. We can choose, you know, what we want to be feeding. And this is it. Wherever you are giving your energy, you are feeding. That's it. You can choose at any point, no matter how much heartbreak it creates, to step away from it. It's down to you to choose. Why are you creating, you know, some of the ladies that were talking earlier about, you know, the fact that they're hiding the financial situation from their husbands and they're hiding certain things. Like, ask yourself why you are choosing that. Why did you choose that? Let me give you a little clue. It's about this chakra. You committed to coming in to learn how to speak your truth this lifetime. Why are you not doing it? Stop being a suppressed wallflower, ladies. Let's start opening up. We don't need to be angry. We can do it from a space of love. Oh my gosh, I've been right on one. It's 7-7 here in Spain. So on this note, I'm going to love you and leave you. I thank you all for watching. I don't know if I covered off everything. Yes, I would eat him alive, Jessica. You're absolutely right. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for dialing in. I appreciate all of your comments. I hope this has been useful. And I hope I've actually covered what I was supposed to cover today. Mwah. I love you all. Take care.